Alright, here we go. April 24th, I don't know, 8:50, 10 to 9. This thing has been a major pain in my ass. Here's the, I guess I'll need the light here, it's dark out. Here's the finished product. Everything's in place. I actually have power steering. Power steering even works. So, see the little wispies coming out of the car because I've just been running. But anyway, the frustrating part that I'm torn about is I went through the Corvette head gasket fiasco with the leaking cylinder head on the right side here. Tore everything apart last weekend. Went back with the Felpro 1014s that I originally had with the Vortec heads. And strange thing was when I first started it up, everything was fine. And then when it heated up and got up to temp, we started getting pressure in the cooling system. Got a slight leak again right underneath the number 6 plug here. So I could see a little water dripping down right where that bolt is underneath there, and I would see it being wet and dripping out. Now the car, I don't know if I do this, if this helps any. Right underneath the plug there. Now when I turned it off, let it cool down, it dripped a little bit. I fired it back up, and now I'm not seeing the leak again. So, not sure what to make of that. I'm going to have to give the master a call tomorrow just to confirm what my deal is. But otherwise, other than that, which again, I don't know if that's good or bad, it's just frustrating. Everything else seems to be working fine. No other leaks that I can tell so far. Like I said, power steering's working. Let me fire it up here. Still doing some tweaking with the carb and the like the idle at about 800, 850, much lower than that. She's not too happy. Again, I think I'm going to need to do some tweaking with timing. Right now the timing is set at, I believe I've got it set at 12 degrees before top dead. There's no vacuum advance. So I think it likes a little more advanced, but I can't go too crazy because I don't want to create any detonation issues. So the headers themselves are actually surprisingly quiet. It's a lot less noise than I expected. The only noise I have, unfortunately, is for whatever reason I've got a minor collector leak on this side right here. It's pissing me off because these are supposed to be, leak-proof aluminum gaskets and freaking leaking. So that's really the only exhaust racket I have other than my cheesy flex pipe until I can get this from the muffler shop. But the headers themselves are surprisingly quiet, and the heat is actually not any worse than the cast iron manifold, so that coating actually seems to do the trick. So sucker sounds pretty healthy. So the windup is pretty instantaneous, so I think overall I'm on the right track. I just need to make sure I get all my bugs worked out, get all the carb dialed in, the timing dialed in, all that other happy crap. I don't have my gauges in yet, so can't see where my other stuff is at, but you can see the idle about 800, 850. It seems to be happy. So I'll get the rest of the cluster in. Like I say, I need to find out what the story is with my reefing head gasket on the one side, but overall I'm pretty happy. I got all the belts and everything lined up. I had to do a lot of little shimming back and forth on the damn power steering and alternator to get everything true and lined up without hitting each other. Good old Chevy. They really did some amazing shit back then. It's like, I don't know if you can see, but see where that see where the cap is for the power steering pump? Yeah, you can't get it off, and you can't check the fluid without. I ended up taking a piece of wire, moving the cap off to the side, sliding a piece of wire down the reservoir to find out where the fluid was at, and then I had to top it off with a squeeze bottle and a 3/8 piece of fuel line to run it down in there. This is all factory crap. This is the factory alternator bracket, the factory power steering bracket, the belt routing, all that other happy crap. But yeah, in GM's wisdom, they put the cap, I don't know if you can see it, but they put the damn cap right, and let me change the resolution here just for fun. They put the damn cap right in the way of the alternator belt, or the alternator bracket, I should say, is in the way of where the power steering cap is. Brilliant design, brilliant design. But you can see the spacing on the belts. Had to mess around with that. But otherwise, you know, looks good. Like I say, you have to dial in the carb. Seems a little rich. My eyes are kind of burning. Float levels, carb is sweet. You can actually see the float levels. Actually, let me zoom in again here. It's got the sights, and you can actually see where the float level is on these things. Do I have this on right? Yeah. But yeah, the float level is supposed to be about halfway in where the in the sight glass, so they're pretty close. Looks like the secondaries might be a tad high, primaries might be a snatch low, but again, right out of the box, I really didn't do anything other than I tweaked the 4 idle mixture screws about maybe a quarter turn. Turned them in about a quarter turn on each because it was really rich when I first started it up. But that's really about it. No vacuum advance. Timing is at 12 degrees. And like I say, my only concern is my lovely head gasket here, which apparently is stopped pissing now, which again I'll have to find out tomorrow what to make of that. But I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought for sure that was going to be a deal breaker here. I was pretty much resorted to parking this thing for the summer and not touching it again till next fall when I do the TKO. But looks like I might actually be able to run this puppy. So anywho, enough yapping. I've already got about 10 minutes worth of upload here. So that's the Vette action. Thanks for watching.